Today, we're going to be covering the patch notes and Ministry of Balance article for the July 2024 update to World of Warships Legends. Update drops on July 1st, so this upcoming Monday. Usually, I look at these patch notes and the balance articles before I record myself going over them, but this time I decided to do a little bit something different. I haven't looked at the patch notes yet at all, so this is going to be a bit of a live reaction, you could say. Some people have told me that they wanted to see that rather than what I usually do, so let's jump into it. To begin with, we've got the name of the update, Skyward Endeavors, which is an ominous sounding name to my ears. We'll see how ominous things get. Ahoy, Captains! Another update is on its way to the legendary seas. As usual, you can prepare for the battles to come by redeeming the code that thing. And this time, you'll receive a summer crate, some camos, and some battle boosters. TLDR on the update is Grey Ghost campaign featuring U.S. Tier 7 Premium Aircraft Carrier Enterprise, Star Trek Collaboration and Legends Independence Day event, early access to U.S. hybrid battleships, oh goody. Winged Admiral Commander with new U.S. Battleship Commander. I assume he'll be designed for these hybrids. We'll have to see. New arcade battle type. Interesting. Isn't this already an arcade game? What could this possibly mean? And then 3 new ranked seasons and some more balance changes to carriers. All right, so Grey Ghost campaign. Meet the headliner of this campaign, new U.S. Tier 7 Premium Aircraft Carrier Enterprise, the famous historical ship. Oh my gosh. She's equipped with precise bombers with high survivability, capable of dealing devastating damage by dropping powerful armor-piercing bombs. Oh, great. These characteristics, combined with good movement speed and maneuverability, make the Enterprise a game changer even in the most difficult battles. I'm sure they do. Plus, starting July 1st, aircraft carriers will become available on mobile devices, so don't hesitate to join this campaign if you're a mobile player. The campaign will have 100 milestones spread out over 5 weeks. I'm sure the Admiralty backing is the usual 2.5k doubloons. This is what? The second time an aircraft carrier has been a campaign reward. I think the Tier 5 USS Independence was at some point in the near future, but man, I've got to tell you, I have never been less enthusiastic about a campaign ever. I don't think. I'm trying to remember one where I was less enthusiastic, but no. I don't really care that the USS Enterprise is a famous historical ship. The gameplay on aircraft carriers is not fun. I don't think aircraft carriers as a whole are good for the game, so you could not pay me to care that this is the campaign reward. If I was not a CC and didn't get the campaign rewards provided to me, there is no way I would be buying. Well, I might buy the Admiralty backing just for the extra goodies you get along the way, but I could care less whether the Enterprise is in my port or not. Or rather, I think it'd be more accurate to say I could not possibly care less. So, not looking forward to this campaign. Sorry to be a downer for those of you who are. Don't let my lack of enthusiasm stop you from being enthusiastic about the great and storied USS Enterprise coming to the game. Then we've got the Star Trek collaboration. Of course, there is not much here to say. The details of this collaboration will, of course, be provided in an upcoming article. So moving on, U.S. Independence Day celebrations. What have we got here? Let's celebrate the 4th of July together with a bunch of themed content. First of all, several new U.S. hybrid battleships are arriving in early access, along with new Commander Joseph Reeves, who can be obtained by completing the update's Winged Admiral calendar event. And what's a good celebration without new missions? From July 1st to August 5th, you'll be able to complete 4 Independence Day missions playing American ships, including the new hybrid battleships, and receive the event currency, Independium. Okay, nice name there. You can spend Independium on various goods in the store, including skins for U.S. hybrid battleships and Golden Eagle skins. These are the best for Kansas and Florida. Plus, the new legendary hybrid battleship Louisiana is also okay. So they're going to put in a legendary ship, Louisiana, and make it available for this Independium. If you manage to accumulate quite a sum through missions and the Waves of Liberty random bundle, obtainable for doubloons. Okay. So it sounds like you won't be able to grind out enough Independium to get Louisiana for free. You'll have to buy some random bundles for doubloons. It'll be interesting to see how much. But all right, I'm not super enthusiastic about this hybrid line. Hopefully, there's some more details about it in the update. Waves of Liberty. The Waves of Liberty random bundle will help you get enough Independium to purchase Louisiana and the new skins for the US hybrid battleships in early access. It also offers a chance to get US Tier 8 cruiser Vallejo with an 80% discount coupon on select American ships and lots of commander progression items on top. You can obtain this bundle once to receive a random set of items. Oh, so the Vallejo is part of this bundle. It's going to be one of those bundles. Well, I don't know. I don't think the Vallejo is really a desirable ship. I don't really like when they put ship behind these random bundles like this because, frankly, that's a lot of money to spend in order to guarantee you get the ship. And there's a good chance that you're going to spend a ton of money and not get it at all. So I don't really like these random bundles, but at least it's the Vallejo, which when it was available for rent, I didn't see any point in playing it. I think it's got good AA characteristics, and I think it has improved deck armor or something like that, but I don't know what use is that. All right, new US hybrid battleships. We've prepared a new tech tree line of US hybrid battleships from Tier 6 to Tier 8, available in early access this update. Connecticut, I assume that's the Tier 6, that is not a ship that exists on PC. This must be a Legends exclusive because Legends does have Nebraska and Delaware at tiers 8 and 9. So I assume this is tier 7, this is tier 8, and then Louisiana, which is tier 10 on PC, is legendary tier. Okay, so makes sense, but they did add a hybrid battleship, I guess, exclusively for Legends. Each of these ships is equipped with a powerful airstrike feature using torpedo bombers. You can obtain Connecticut, Nebraska, and Delaware from USN Hybrid Battleship Crates and USN Hybrid Battleship Big Crates, which will be available in the store for doubloons and Independium. These crates can also be earned through Grey Ghost campaign and Winged Admiral calendar. Besides the ship in early access, we're also presenting new legendary hybrid battleship Louisiana. She will be available in the store for Independium, as mentioned above. And note that this is not your last chance to get Louisiana. Next summer, okay, so next year, she'll be available again as a free Bureau project. However, you have the unique opportunity to try her out now a year in advance. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that whole kind of scenario because you're going to be paying probably a lot of doubloons to get this ship a year early. I don't know how worth it that will be. But I am intrigued by the fact that they say that these ships will operate with a powerful airstrike. Because the way these hybrids work on PC is this is a flight deck, and you launch your plane squadron off the flight deck the same exact way a carrier would. And on PC, these things drop bombs, like the bombs from any carrier squad, and you fully control them. You steer them around the map. You can use them to spot for yourself and drop targets. And of course, while they're dropping, you still have the target spotted so you can shoot them with your main guns. That's how they work on PC. Keep in mind, it doesn't look like they're going to work that way in Legends, which is a good thing because one of the things that keeps battleships sort of balanced as a class, after all, they have the biggest guns and the biggest alphas in the game. The balancing factor for that is they can't do their own spotting. They've got to rely on their teammates to spot for them. And when you've got hybrids like this, if they can spot for themselves, well, I think that's kind of broken and overpowered. It's effectively unlimited radar with unlimited duration and range. At least how they work on PC, it's like that. But the fact that they're saying this is going to be an airstrike feature, that makes me think of the D7P's airstrike, only dropping torpedoes rather than bombs. That is better. That is better than having fully controlled player squadrons. I'm intrigued to see how that works out, and I am less pessimistic about this hybrid line now that I've read this. It'll remain to be seen when they come into early access. Then we've got Winged Admiral Calendar, Joseph Reeves, new historical commander. You can get him by completing the calendar, it looks like. Let's see what his skills are. Base trait, football helmet. Okay. Reduces the damage of bombs and torpedoes launched by aircraft at your ship by up to 16%. Interesting. Improves your ship's sea and air detectability range by up to 2%. All right. Unique set of airstrike based skills. Bird's eye view improves airstrike and main battery range by up to 4%. Sea wings increases airstrike aircraft cruising speed and ship's maximum speed by up to 4%. Increases the speed of airstrike torpedoes by up to 4 knots on naval aviator. And then iron feathers increases airstrike HP by up to 16% and ship HP. Well, okay, so a commander specifically designed for this new line of hybrids. I guess that'll be interesting to test him out on those. As you progress toward unlocking the commander, you'll earn numerous rewards, including several USN hybrid battleship crates. You'll have an additional 2 weeks to fully complete the calendar with the option to recover missed days for 250 doubloons each. More details coming soon. Fair enough. New battle type, arcade battles. This update introduces arcade battles, a completely new, faster paced battle type that will be permanently available alongside versus AI and standard battles. Starting from account level 4, you can try these dynamic battles with simplified mechanics in randomly composed teams of 5. In arcade battles, you'll fight against other players with AI filling in if there are not enough players to complete the team. Any non carrier ships of tiers 1 through 6 are allowed. So, a game mode without CVs, only tier 6 for faster paced battles. Is this like a solution for people who turn off crossplay to get smaller battles? Is that what this is for, maybe? And it says it's permanent. That'll be interesting to test out. I don't know how fun it will be, and I don't know what simplified mechanics means. I feel like the game is already pretty arcadey, but well, I guess count me intrigued. We'll have to see how that goes. Then we got some rank seasons. Yay, more steel. Fantastic. And then finally, that brings us to balance changes. There's a few new balance changes to await you in this update, described in detail in the traditional Ministry of Balance article. They're buffing the Turpits, the Vallejo, and nerfing the secondary interest commander skill. All right, well, let's switch over to the Ministry of Balance article and finish out the update with that. Is there anything interesting in the bug fixes and improvements? Independence torpedo bombers look historically accurate. The campaign milestone pop-up screen now appears immediately after the battle ends instead of, oh my God, finally. This thing has been driving me nuts, this bug that they had. They finally fixed it. Oh my gosh, this is the best news I've seen so far in these patch notes. Okay, on to the Ministry of Balance article. Aerial adjustments. Okay. Surface combatants, Vallejo. During testing, it was noted Vallejo didn't offer much in the way of unique features when compared to her peers. Yeah, no kidding. I played that ship when it was rentable, and I could not find any reason why I would want to play it over any other American light cruiser, but it says that they've decided to rework the ship into a SAP slinging light. Okay, well, that's interesting. Main battery range 15.4. HE shells replaced with SAP with pretty good damage on the SAP shells, 3,500. I think they are 152, so that seems good. SAP can pen 42 millimeters, ricochets at 70 degrees minimum, maximum 80 degrees. Rudder shift buffed from 10 to 8.4. Repair party consumable improved from 10 to 40% citadel damage repairs. Okay, so it's got an improved heal. That's cool. Main battery reload booster, 2 charges. All right, so they've changed the ship then. This is like the next step in sort of the San Diego concept. It sounds like it's a cruiser with bigger guns. It has SAP. It's got the main battery reload booster, like the San Diego. Okay, now I'm actually intrigued to play the ship and a little bit annoyed that it is behind random bundles because this actually sounds like it might be fun to play, unlike the original version of the ship, which was not worth playing, in my opinion. So, all right. Well, we'll have to see how that pans out. Turpits and Turpits B, the original campaign battleship. Oh, don't we all remember those days? Well, I remember them. It's getting improved along with her Black Fleet variant. She's getting improvement to various parameters, including main battery accuracy and secondary battery range. Okay. Main battery shell grouping increased. Oh, the sigma is 1.9 to 1.95. That actually seems really good. I've always thought that the Tirpitz had more accurate guns than the Bismarck. Interesting. 1.9 sigma seems good. 2.0 is really good sigma. This actually seems quite good. I've always thought the Tirpitz was a little bit more accurate. So it's going to be a little bit more accurate still. And then the secondary range on the guns is getting a 0.5 kilometer buff, so maybe you can build more viably into secondaries on the ship. That's kind of nice. Speed increased by half a knot, and then ship HP increased from 69.3 to 72.5. Fair enough. Secondary interest. The unique legendary skill for Enrique Fernandez is proving especially strong, so we're dialing it back a notch. Enhanced secondary targeting cooldown time reduction decreased from 35 to 30%. Special effect improvements to secondary battery dispersion, reload time, and main battery reload time while enhanced secondary targeting consumable is active is reduced from 10 to 8%. Okay, fair enough. Aircraft carriers. This second amendment, okay, for aircraft carriers brings increases for aircraft restoration time and aircraft HP to make anti aircraft defenses clear and present danger for carrier. Good. Okay, so what are they doing? Let's see. Dive bomber restoration time increased on the Rhine from 76. Okay. So this is just a lot of increasing the restoration time, which is good. A little bit of a speed nerf there too. Increased restoration time, speed nerf, increased restoration time. Lots of speed nerfs. Wow, this is a huge increase too on the Furious. Stock starting torpedo bomber aircraft increase from 9 to 12. Okay, fine. If they want to increase the starting aircraft while reducing the reload time, that seems halfway reasonable. Okay, so most of these changes are pretty much the same, although Independence is getting a slight buff on the HE bomb pen for some reason, and the fire chance, and the damage, but it is getting a nerf to the restoration time. I guess I don't so much mind it if they're going to increase the damage output of the bombs and the pen and the fire chance, if they're going to take this ridiculous restoration time and decrease it a little bit. That's good. This is all good. Although I think we're getting into a little bit of ridiculous territory with the Graf Zeppelin. Torpedo bomber restoration time increased from 25 to 37 seconds. 37 seconds. It needs to be longer than that, I think. Parsifal, though. Fair enough. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, this is a step in the right direction, it looks like. The aircraft restoration time definitely needed to be nerfed, and that's what the majority of these balance changes seem like. I don't think there's any other surface ships. This is all CVs. So, that pretty much concludes the live reaction to the update. I think it's a mixed bag. It seems to be primarily a plane focused update. I'm happy to see this second amendment to the CV rework. It does look like they are addressing the problem that I think was the problem, which was the plane restoration time. I think, again, the spotting change, minimap spotting is fantastic, but the ridiculous restoration time just sort of meant that the CVs could realize their full potential damage output all the time. Now, if it prevents them from sending up full squadrons immediately after losing an entire squadron and they've got to wait like a minute or 30 seconds or whatever before they can do another one, that I think will improve the damage output on the CVs. And by improve, I mean nerf it, which is a good thing. So it'll remain to be seen how this is actually implemented, but I'd say this is a good sign. Overall, the update, after reading it and reacting to it, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I'm not in any way excited about a campaign reward ship being a CV, and I'm a little skeptical on this new hybrid line. But we'll try to stream the update Monday as usual. I don't know exactly what time I'll be able to start doing that, but I do plan to stream that day. So we'll take a look at it all then. Until then, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this live reaction type thing on my part, let me know in the comments section. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.